This tutorial is to show instructional designers how to embed an AI expert tutor in Articulate Storyline 360 using Flowise RAG system. We will be using only one paid tool, but it's really affordable. With only $5, you can test this tool extensively. We'll be using OpenAI, but if you have another one, API subscription that you can use, you're welcome to it. But the rest of the tools will be free. Now, there are some limitations, of course, using the free tier, but it will be enough for testing a small soft launch. So let's review all the things that we will need. A Flowise account, the free tier is fine for testing. There are some limitations if you want to use it in production, so we recommend either using the self-hosted Flowise version or a paid subscription. We'll be using Pinecone, also the free tier, as a vector database to store our knowledge base. We will be using OpenAI. We'll need some credit to do this for the embedding of the data. If you have any other of the models that can do this, you can use them, just following the same steps. And we'll also need some hosting space. If you have any hosting, even if it's shared hosting, it's fine. If you don't have any, we will use AWS free tier that you can try for free also and host your documents there. To create your Flowise account, just click on the link and fill in the sign up form. You can see now this is the cloud version that you can use the free tier for testing. Do bear in mind that you will not be able to use this for production. You will need a paid subscription. But this is an open source application, so if you have the technical means, you can just self-host it and wear it without these limitations. As you can see now, this is the version I use, it's self-hosted. It's basically the same. The only difference, there are some less options in here. You can see the self-hosting. The menu is shorter, but the rest is just the same application that you can use for free if you host it yourself. If you're using the cloud, of course, you have a lot of benefits. And if you can have a paid subscription here, it's perfect. But also, again, just to learn, this will be enough using the free tier option. The central piece of this puzzle is the knowledge base that will be used for the bot or the model to gather the RAG information that we need. You can see that by going into the document stores. I don't really know how much documentation you can store in the free option in Flowise. But again, for this testing, I'm sure it will be more than enough. So we will click on Add New, and we're going to give this a name. So we're going to say Real Chatbot. You can add the description and click on Add. Now we'll access this. And now we can start uploading the documents. When you click on Add Document Loaders, you have all the possible documentation you can add. The most common, of course, will be a text file, a PDF, a doc file, a CSV. But as you can see, there's a lot of options. We will use a docx file. I feel they're the ones that work the best, so we choose doc. And now we can upload the document. So click on Upload File. You can add more than one document here too. And then this is important. We're going to select a recursive character text splitter. The chunk size, I rather change this to have a bigger chunk and an overlap that it's also bigger. Overlap is the amount of text that will be in both chunks, and while we don't want a lot of text overlapping, sometimes it's necessary to give context to the model. So once we do this, just click on Preview Chunks. Okay, so now the model has converted our doc file into these snippets of text. So it has 30 chunks of text. You can preview more or less here. This is okay. Now we can click on Process. Once the process has completed, it will show up here. We need to refresh this until we have a green mark. So I will refresh the page, and now we can insert this into our database. Now this is one of the most important steps in the process. So go to more actions and click on Absert all chunks. Okay, now we need to select the embeddings. This will be the model that will do this process of creating into a vector database. So I will choose OpenAI. So just follow the link and sign up for your OpenAI API keys. And if you want to invite someone, otherwise leave as is and generate the API key. Copy this. This is very important. Save it in a place where you can find it easily. It will not be shown again. So copy it and then click on continue. And then just purchase some credits, or you can buy credits later, but you will need to have some credits to test this functionality. If you don't have your credentials stored, you can click on create new, give it a name, OpenAI. I already have one with that name, so paste your key here and you can click on add and then select it. I already have it stored, so I will use this one. Choose the model, text embedding 3 small. And now we need to connect our Pinecone database. To create your free tier Pinecone account, just follow the link or go to pinecone.io, click on sign up, or just enter your email or use any of the SSO options. And just access the app. And as soon as the page redirects you, you will see the key. So just also remember to copy and keep it safe. It will not be shown again. Choose Pinecone. Now we need to enter the credential. Also, if you haven't created yet, create new and just enter the API key and give it a name. I already have one here. And now we will need the index. Now to get the index, we'll go to Pinecone and click on create index. If you don't see it, well, or you're in a different tab, go to database, indexes, create index, give it a name. I will use demo chatbot. And we need to select the model. So you can see here, text embedding 3 small. Make sure that if you're using a different model, that there is a match between the model that will do the embedding and your database, okay? If you're following me, just select the same options as I'm doing. So there's nothing else to configure. Now we will click on create index. Okay, you will now see that it's initializing. This is enough for us. We can copy the index name that we need for Flowise. We are going to paste the name here, and we can leave the rest of the options. And finally, we have the record manager. This will prevent uploading or duplicating documents we already have uploaded, but it really exceeds the scope of this tutorial, so we're not going to use it now. We're going to click on save the configuration, and now we're going to click on Absert. If you get any errors, mine worked, but if you do, just copy the dimensions, and in Flowise you paste dimension here in case it matched, and timeout, add more time in case it's slow, so use a number like 600, and this should work. So when you do that and you click on Absert, okay, and you get this window that says the documents added, the chunks of text. You can test it and do a search if you want to test, but otherwise you can also go to the Pine console and you are seeing that now all the content is in our index. Okay, now it's time to build the bot. Oh, one thing, just before we get started with the chatbot, make sure that you go back and you can see that it says Abserted in here. Otherwise, it will not work. All right, now we can create the chatbot. So for that, we're going to click on Chat Flows, add new. We're going to save it first. There's no autosave, so it's really important. Demo storyline tutor. We click on save, and now we will start adding the pieces. So the first we're going to add, it really doesn't matter the order, just to be organized, chat, and we're going to use the open AI chat model. If you're using a different model, obviously, use a different one here. Use your credentials to connect, select the model. 4.0 mini is fine for this. The temperature, we're going to put 0.5. Chatbot to work properly. Okay, now the next tool is going to be a buffer window memory. These are the amount of messages that the chatbot will remember. So 4 is just too low. Let's use 20. Let's use 30 is more than enough. Okay, we'll leave that. We will add the next tool that it's going to be the retriever tool. So look for retriever tool. We're going to put it here. We need to give it a name, so it's a demo retriever. And finally, we are going to add our knowledge base. So we're going to add the document store vector. We're going to select what we just absorted in the previous before. We can leave this as is, and now we need to connect. This will be here. I will move this, and now we're going to insert, obviously, the tool agent. So we're going to add tool agent, and we're going to connect everything to here. So, okay, now we're going to connect our chat, OpenAI chat model to the tool calling chat model. We are going to connect the retriever tool in tools and our memory, obviously, in memory. Let's save this. And now we're going to add a vital part of this agent that is the prompt, actually. So we click on additional parameters, and in here it will leave all the instructions for your chatbot. Now I'm going to share a template with you. Let me show you. So in my case, the bot has a name and some courses, but I will share a template so you can use it for your own courses. This is the template so you can understand what we're doing. We're saying, hey, this is your bot name and you are a tutor for this platform, and this is the course you're going to be helping with. This is really important, the instructions that we're giving the model. So we say first, check if the question is related to the course. If not, politely decline to help with that. You know, it will not answer a question that it's not related to the course at all. If the user says, what's the weather in Sydney? It would not answer that. So next, it will use the provided documents to generate the responses. Now they should be grounded exclusively in the content that we uploaded. Okay, so it must generate content that it's only supported with documents we uploaded. And we say you may use your general training knowledge to understand the context, infer relationships, and make comparisons with the different parts of the documents provided, but you must never generate new facts. Okay, this is really important so we prevent the model from hallucinating content. Then we say how we want the model to answer, and as a fallback, as a last resort, they will say, again, if it's related to the course content, send a message to the course teacher if you need this information. So this is the template for you to play with. You can add or remove instructions as you need. Okay, and now is the time to test our chatbot, put it to work. So just save all your changes and click on this icon and you will have a preview. So to properly test it, make a couple of questions that only by reading the documentation that you uploaded, it's possible that the model would know. So I'm going to ask two very specific questions. Booms fall into. Let's try and see if the bot answers correctly. Okay, I have a mistake. Actually, I need to change the name of this. It's not going to accept those characters. So I'm going to call this demo. And we also need to complete this. So I'm going to enter just search in documents. That's it. Save the changes. Okay, now let's test again our chatbot and make a question that this question, it's now thinking. And it worked. So now we're ready to the last step, that it's embedding this chatbot into Storyline. Great. We're now in the final steps of this tutorial. Now we need to copy the code and create the HTML file that we're going to host in AWS or any other hosting that you have. So let me save one more time. And you're going to click here, pop up HTML, and copy this. Go to the link. It will take a few seconds for the app to load. Please just wait. Once the page loads, just copy the code from Flowise, click on Generate HTML, and download your file. And this is the file that you're going to upload to your hosting environment. If you don't have any hosting provider, go to AWS, you can create an account and use the free tier that will allow you. Please check any tutorial on how to do it, it's very simple. And then we will go to S3, then create a bucket, give it a name, we'll use tutorial chatbot, remove the block public access, click acknowledge, then leave all the rest of the options and click on create bucket. Then select the bucket you created, click on upload, click on add files, and just upload the HTML file that you previously downloaded. Leave the rest as it is and click on upload. You will see here it turns green. Now click on close. That's all we need to do here. So let's go to now Storyline. So we can finally embed our tutorial, our chatbot into a project we're working. So I will create a new one. If you want to use it in a specific page, you can do this in a page. Otherwise, it's better to put it in a master. So click on slide master and I'm going to insert an icon. So let's say robot. Do a quick search. Let's add this one, insert, move it here. And now we're going to create a layer. We're going to call this chatbot layer. And go back to master screen, create a trigger, and let's say show layer, chatbot layer when the user clicks, okay. And we are also going to add an icon to close this layer or to hide it. So insert icon, say close. Anyone will be fine. Just add this icon here. And now we are going to insert a web object. So click here, web object. And in here, we're going to enter the URL of the HTML file. Could be the Amazon file we just uploaded, or if you're using any other hosting environment, just copy the URL, paste it here. Make sure that you leave load automatically. This should be set to on. And that's it. So now I'm going to get the URL. I will select this one, copy URL, and go back to my sticker Storyline, delete this, copy it, and click on OK. I'm going to resize this. I don't want it full screen, so yeah, that's enough. Right. Let's close the master view, and now we click on Publish. You can publish it obviously anywhere. I will just leave the Review 360. I want to say tutorial, and click on Publish. And now we have our chatbot. Let's click on the icon, and it did not load. So let's check. Okay, so it did not ask. This is probably because the bucket I created is not public. So this step is only necessary if you're using AWS. Just select the Chatbot HTML file that you uploaded, go to permissions, bucket policy, click on edit, and you're going to use this and replace your bucket name. What you use, I use tutorial chatbot. Click on save the changes. All right, that would be enough. I don't think course is necessary. Right, let me go back to storyline. Let's view the project. Let it reload again. Let's click. Okay, and now we can ask a real hard question and know if our model is working. All right. Okay, that's it from me. It was a long tutorial, but I hope it helps. Cheers.